If you were lucky enough to get into the elevator, congratulations. Now you can play. But now you will find yourself in a difficult situation in which you will have to fight for your life, fight for closets, etc. For this, a survival guide for 12-player mode has been created. Let's begin. Do you think you'll need to buy something? Of course. Buying something at the store will give you a better chance of surviving. The most vital item would be vitamins. Why? Simple. On several occasions you will have to hide from rush, and since there are 12 players there may not be closets or beds for everyone. When you see and hear the lights blinking you have 3 options. Taking one of the closets from the first room right away. It is common for some players to go to another room since the first closets are always claimed. But on several occasions there have been cases where most leave the first closets behind, leaving you plenty of room to hide, but you run the risk of them going too far and void teleporting you forward, but it is not that common. The second option is to move one more room and look for other closets, rooms or something else. And when you see that there is nowhere to hide as soon as you open the door, take the vitamins to run to another door and beg for another closet or bed. Never take vitamins right away when the lights are flashing, as you could waste them if there is enough room in the next room to hide. The third option is to remember the safe hiding spots. In the game there are several places where you can hide without the need for closets and beds. I recommend watching this video to know most of the hiding spots and be prepared. So if you see a room with a safe place, you will be able to survive the rush no matter what. An object that I recommend having is the crucifix. They will say that it is very difficult to get money with 12 players, but there is something I do before the stream starts. It is playing Doors alone, buying the crucifix and saving it in the rift and thus using it in the 12-player game, so if you know you are going to die, you have an object that can save your life. If you have already won Doors a few times it won't be so difficult for you to do this task. In the Seek chase there is not much to add. No player can ruin the other player's game in this one, but there is a curious bug that they have not yet fixed and it is the no Seek. It's when Seek doesn't appear in the first chase but does appear in the second, making the game a little dark and making you accidentally run towards it at the start of the second chase. Why do I mention this? Because this bug is common to happen if there are many players, so you may encounter it in this game mode. It is the only thing that could kill you in the Seek chase with 12 players. With Halt there is a very easy way to pass it if it becomes difficult for you as a player. As there are more players it is very likely that someone will come to the door, so you could make the decision to hide on the sides of the bookcases or tables, which this is where Halt won't be able to reach you no matter how many times he passes by you. You could wait on the sides until a player gets to the door to survive. Or you yourself could hide on the sides, wait for Halt to pass and move forward and hide again. It's very easy to do and safe, and less time is wasted with Halt. With Ambush it is a situation similar to Rush but more complex. If you have played the 12-player mode, you will notice that when they hear ambush sound they immediately hide in the closet, since it is not known if there are closets or hiding spot ahead. So rest assured that the first closets will always claim them. To be alert to ambush, something curious happens when you and your companions enter a door with closets, worthy of when Rush appears and doesn't blink for a while, ambush may appear. So if you see that the lights don't flash for a while, get ready to look for a place to hide. Door 50 is the place where there will be the most deaths. There are some players who are thirsty for blood and want to see the world burn. We will see what you will have to do depending on the role you want to take. At the beginning of Door 50 there will be some groups of players. There are between 1 to 3 players who will go on the left side to look for the paper, when the majority of the other players will go to the right to go to the door quickly and make themselves safe. These players will normally only look out for their own safety. They won't open the door, but they will make life miserable for the other group. When looking for the paper it is not that difficult, you just have to crouch and wait until another player behind doesn't think of running. When you take the paper, never go this route. You will most likely die if you do this, as the players who went up first will constantly be attracting figures' attention, so if you go that way at the wrong time, you will die. I recommend going through the area where you came from. It will take longer, but it is safer. Don't say the code if you haven't reached the door yet. It's more than likely that they will open the door without waiting for you. Most of them may want to wait for you, but there will always be someone who won't. And if you get to the door, it is better to say or enter the code when the figure is not close to you, or some of them may not have time to run and they may die. They just wait for someone to arrive with the paper so they can leave. It is best for them to do so as soon as possible because it is an area where many players die. At the top there are 3 hiding places, on the left side where you can get behind the sofa, on the right side where you also hide next to another sofa and next to the door where most people usually hide. But it is the most dangerous place. Being all together, it is more likely that one will want to move to kill them all, so if you are hiding there with a lot of people, have the vitamins in hand and be well prepared if you see that the figure moves towards you because someone moved. That way you can run and get out before being killed. On the left side you can see the other players hiding. It is a safer place, but it is where the others usually run when the figure begins to kill them all in the hiding place, making him go in that direction. The right side is surely the safest, but the most difficult, since if you find yourself there alone and the others are next to the door, one could enter the code and leave you behind. You may have time to reach the door, but if someone puts the code when the figure is up, it is very possible that you will die. All you have to do is try to get to the door with vitamins or hide in a closet until the other players make you void forward, which is difficult to happen since it is common for a room with a lever or key to appear, preventing them from making you void on time. Once you have passed that hell, there is only another type of hell left, which is door 90 to 99, where everything will be dark and it is common for many to be left behind. Just remember that not many players reach this part, but even with few players, some decide they are in a hurry. The closets are distributed in these ways. There will always be 2 closets next to the door, at the beginning and at the end, and a closet on the other side of those 2. It is the most common distribution. In case you hear rush, you will already know where the closets are without using a light source. Although you may come across this room that is similar but has a hiding spot that does not require closets, so if you think the others will take all the closets, you could walk to that hiding spot and wait. In the most common room there will always be 6 closets if a mod is not activated to prevent it, and in the L-shaped room there will always be 7 closets and a hiding spot in the corner of it. If you don't have a light source with which to see and not step on a snare, it is better that you go behind a player who has a light source, stepping where he steps to be safer. Some players will have candles that you could look out of the corner of your eye to watch for rush. Some usually warn others and others do not. Once you know the closet layout, it's not that hard to hide. Also keep in mind that 3 rushes usually appear in these areas, and sometimes 2. So if you see 3 rushes pass by, be sure that you are safe. The doors where rush usually spawns the most would be 92, 95, and 97. If you cross these doors, prepare a closet to hide in. And if you want to go further, stay close to the closets. You know, this is not difficult, but there will be players who will go further than you and they may leave you behind, making you void and being able to kill you if you have low health or if rush comes. So if you cross these 3 doors, move forward 1 more just to be sure they won't leave you behind. Once you reach door 100, it's just a matter of deciding which role to take. If you use lockpicks or another player does it to open the door, you have the decision to run immediately to it to be safer if you don't have a light source, to look for the fuses. Or if you want to look for the fuses anyway or no one could open the door, you should know where to run. I recommend not hiding in this room immediately. It is better to run a little further and hide in these other 2. The figure will not run as far or it will surely burrow into a wall or closet for a while. Now all you have to do is look for the fuses carefully or wait in one place and let someone else do all the work. And once everything is done, all that remains is to do the puzzle and run to the elevator. And voila, you will have survived that hell. Although if there are many players in the elevator, some may go to heaven, but that is the least of it. The important thing is that you survived. Remember to be patient in this mode. You will encounter several things such as waiting forever to find a key or lever, since most will decide to wait at the door waiting for someone to do all the work, or wait for someone to leave the paintings in the right place to move forward. Even, these tips may not be of any use if you are in a 12-player mode and with impossible modifiers included. Remember that it is very common that you are going to die. There are 12 players, and they all want to survive as much as you do.